with your Bolo Punch Boxing Hour, brought to you by George Rogie Insurance, www.hssp.cc, sportsjuice.com. Calvin the Boxing Banker Brock is going to have his hands full this Saturday night up against Fast Eddie Chambers, and Eddie Chambers was good enough to meet with us on the phone. Eddie, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Beautiful. What's going on, man? Obviously, now when we're talking about Calvin Brock, this is a guy who has been to the dance before. He did go up against Vladimir Klitschko, Big Vlad, and he got sent out on his back. First of all, what's it like being involved in a tournament like this when you know the end all is a title shot?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity for me, something I'm ready to take. You know, I've worked my way to this point, and it's all roads lead to a title shot. So getting to this tournament means a great deal to my career, and I'm ready to take it.
Well, that's exactly what all fighters want. All fighters want title shots. I mean, they just want their Easter baskets full of title shots. And all you have to do, you've got to beat two guys, and you're going to be right up there with Vladimir Klitschko. It's got to be a great feeling. Let's go back in time just a little bit. I want to talk about little Eddie. How did Eddie Chambers find a pair of boxing gloves and a boxing gym? How did you get started with this?
Well, it's a crazy story, but it is. I used to be one of the most competitive kids you'll ever know. You know what I mean? It's nice and hard and everything. But what happened is, I used to get talked about. I didn't have nice schools, nice things, and as growing up as a kid, going to school, and also on my block, that people laughed at me, made jokes at me. You know, plus I was passing, so I wasn't really saying much back. I couldn't do anything. You know what I mean? I didn't have a nice house and things like that either, so I can't really. So my dad figured, well, about time to let this, give this guy some confidence, not only the ability to defend himself. And so the gym started teaching me, the different things in boxing, and here I am now. It turned out to be something that I really didn't want to do at first, but as I moved ahead and started to fight amateur and won some fights and started to like it, so I took to it pretty well as a whole.
Talk a second about what it means to be a Philadelphia fighter, and in particular, a Philly heavyweight. Because, I mean, I've seen all the Rocky movies, and I am a big-time fan of Joe Frazier. Talk about what it's like to be a heavyweight out of Philly.
Well, it's like I said, I'm coming from Pittsburgh and then going to Philly and being able to deal with the caliber of fighter they have there is a lot in itself. But I guess, there's a lot of history there. You know, it's one of the biggest boxing cities ever. You know what I mean? And to be able to fight in one of the greatest venues, Blue Horizon, and come out with an undefeated record, fighting some of the tough guys they got there, sparring with some of the toughest guys that you can name in boxing and things like that. It's taking me to another level. You know, because it just has, like I said, so much history, so many things going on there. That you just bring all of that with you every time you fight out of it. You know what I mean? So it's a lot on your shoulders, but it's also a lot to help you, expand your career and go far in boxing.
Well, I'll tell you right now. I mean, we're surrounded with boxing day and night around here, and your name, Eddie Chambers, really hasn't come up in too many conversations except for the last 2 years. You kind of came. I mean, no fighter comes from nowhere, but you are one of those rare fighters that did sort of come out of nowhere. You kind of slipped under the radar. I mean, you've done nothing but win. You've torn people up right and left with unanimous decisions and TKOs, and you get on up to names like Ross Purity in 05, right in the middle of 05. I mean, 05 was a relatively busy year. You fought 3-4 times. Ross Purity is a crazy power puncher, and you got a unanimous decision over him. What was it like getting in the ring with someone who's fought so many times like Ross Purity?
Well, like I said before, you come out, fought him at the Blue Blue Horizon, nice crowd. I've put quite of a name there for myself. I've made quite of a name there. So, I mean, just stepping up to that level, I was prepared for it. I fought a lot of different styles. Then coming up to the Ross Purity, and also being at different camps with other top fighters as I come up, which also prepared me. You know what I mean? To get to a level of being able to take on a guy like Ross Purity. You know what I mean? So, and got in the ring with him. It just became like another thing, another fight. Another day at the office, I should say. Something that step up. Don't get me wrong. He's a big power puncher, but I'm so used to it, and I've got so used to it with all the pressure and different things coming from the fighters. like another day in the office. Don't get me wrong, it was a step up and it was a tough fighter.
It was.
But I was able to handle it.
So that's kind of the Eddie Chambers concept. Go to work as if it's any other fighter, and don't get starstruck, and don't let the fans get involved. Don't let the crowd get involved. Just go to work. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm not gonna say don't get the fans involved. I mean, sometimes I fight crowd pleasers. Sometimes I'll fight. Maybe I'm not be boring, but more tactical. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But whatever it takes to win. I mean, if I'm happy if I can get the fans involved. But if not, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm here to win first. To please everyone second. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I would love to be one of the most pleasing fighters there is. And also, the brawling and the boxing, a nice mix of all of that. But you have the first objective also is always to win. You know what I mean? By knockout, it doesn't matter just as long as you win. So I'm not gonna say I don't want the crowd to be happy.
Sure.
But you know what I mean. But I would like that I win first. If the crowd's happy, I'm loving it even more.
I can agree with that. So you fight a Ross Purity the same way you would fight a Robert Hawkins, the same way you just fought a couple months ago, Dominic Gwynn. Dominic Gwynn, obviously someone that's been to the dance before, and you took a unanimous decision over him too. Talk about fighting Dominic Gwynn for a second.
Well, like Dominic Gwynn, he was there. He's been there. He's fought some of the top guys. He's done well. He's also haven't been able to get over that last hump. You know what I mean? Of making it there, but fighting a guy like him puts me in that class. So now all it is to me is now to make it to that next level. And Calvin Brock, I think, will take me there. And if I do well with Calvin Brock, which I should, you know what I mean, it's something that's going to, like I said, it's going to shoot me to maybe get to a chance where I can be a star in the sport, which I really want to do. That's the main objective. You want to be a star. You want to make all the money. You want to have all of the fame and all that stuff. That's all important. But I want to win. And if I win, that'll all come along with it.
Well, Eddie, I've got a couple questions off of our instant message from our listener. I'll fly through them pretty quickly. Greg Meisinger from Texarkana, Texas wants to know, Eddie, from the stats I'm getting, you are a 3-1 betting favorite this weekend against Brock. Having this added pressure fighting a man with more experience, do you consider this added pressure?
Nah, I wouldn't say that. I would say just, you can't pay attention to what everyone's thinking, outside of, well, not even outside of boxing, but the guys who watch the fight. You got to go in there with the attitude that this guy has a lot of experience. This guy can fight, so I got to go in there prepared to win. The favorite, if I'm a favorite or if I'm a dog in the fight, I'm not upset about it. I'm not worried about it. I'm going in there to win. Do what I have to do. Like I said, with the crowd and things like that, I can't think about that. I got to block it out. Go in there with the attitude of winning.
How do you feel about Povetkin smacking around Chris Bird the way he did?
Oh, I didn't see it, but I heard good things about Povetkin, and I'm sort of surprised about it. But then again, not. He's a young guy coming up, working hard and moving to his own. Even though he doesn't have many fights, he's done a lot in a short period of time. As a professional, so it doesn't too much surprise me, and I get to this, I'll be ready for him.
So, if you had to choose, in your left hand was a fight against Povetkin, and in your right hand would be a chance to fight Chris Bird, which one of those would you have chosen?
Well, I want to beat the best guy.
There we go. There's the answer. That's what I wanted to hear. Good.
I don't want to be seen as a guy ducking anyone around him, and I think Povetkin, of course, would be the road take, beat him, then go to the jackpot, which would be Klitschko. So I don't want to be ducking or running from anything. I want the toughest guy. I want to be said to be the best, and in order to be the best, you have to beat the best, and that's what I'm prepared to do. Beautiful.
Real quick, Pete Perry from upstate New York wants to know, do you feel that your speed could nullify the physical advantages of Vladimir Klitschko when and if you fight him?
Well, with Vladimir Klitschko, I had a chance to work with him at one point, and he's you can see why he's the number one. You can see why he's the top guy. He knows how to fight with his attributes, his height and his strength. He knows how to use those things. So speed can be definitely going to be a factor in it. But the fact that I do have speed and I do have movement and do have ability to handle those things, it's definitely going to be an advantage for me in that respect. But he's so big and he has the ability to box. He's fought as an amateur. He's won as a pro. He's done a lot of things in his career. It's going to be a very, very tough match. I'm going to have well prepared for it.
Awesome. When you knock out Calvin Brock this weekend, and I'm not talking about if, when you knock him out, and we see what Calvin Brock really is made of, and I think he's going to stand there with you. I think he's going to want to actually fight. He is obviously no slouch. He's been there before. He'll probably be there again. But I got to tell you, my money's on you. My money's on Eddie Chambers to take him out. So I see the second round to this tournament being Eddie Chambers against Alexander Povetkin, and that's kind of even money right now. Povetkin really impressed me against Chris Bird, and I want to see how well you do against Calvin Brock. It's pretty even money right now. And I know you've never been the type of fighter to look past one fighter to look at another. You're just going to go in and take care of business.
Say it again?
You're just going to go in there and take care of business. You're not the kind of fighter to look past anyone.
About anything at all. I'm not thinking about any other fighters. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know Povetkin's there, and that's what I'll have to face. But right now, I have to get past Calvin Brock first. You know what I mean? I can't be looking at no one else. I can't even at Klitschko. Of course, I think about it and it's on my mind, but right now, definitely Calvin Brock.
Beautiful. That's all we needed from you. That's all I needed. I just want to hear what your game plan is against Calvin Brock this weekend. I don't want you to have to give anything away, but what is it that the casual boxing fan should be looking for with this fight between Eddie Chambers and Calvin Brock?
Say it again. I'm sorry. I'm interested.
No problem. What should the boxing fan be looking for in this fight with Eddie Chambers versus Calvin Brock? What are they going to be seeing on Saturday night?
Well, from my standpoint, it's going to be boxing. I make sure boxing with a little bit of, in and out. I don't want to stay in too long. I don't want to stay out too long. I want to make the fight at the same time, make him fight. Make him fight something he's not used to. Make him fight a pace that he's uncomfortable with, with the speed and, of course, with the volume of punches. That goes my way. The fight goes my way.
Yes, sir. So when you knock this guy out, will you come back on Bolo Punch and talk to us about fighting Povetkin?
No doubt about it. You told me with that. Especially
awesome.
I'm going to be too happy to even turn any of those things down, so I'll definitely go talk to you guys.
All right, Eddie. Fast Eddie Chambers, thank you so very much for taking the time out of your evening, and hope the weigh-ins go well. I hope all your final finishing touches go well, and we will see you Saturday night taking on the boxing banker Calvin Brock. This is Eddie Chambers. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
Beautiful. All right. This is Bolo Punch Boxing Hour, brought to you by George Rogie Insurance, www.hssp.ccsportsjuice.com.